Hey, hey, you. Yeah, you. I just wanted to stop by and tell you I love you. I hope today's a great day, and I hope tomorrow's an even better one. Take care. Tell someone you love them today.
Welcome to The Wall. In today's video, we'll see how being 40 and dating for modern women sucks, how women get angry when they see a man dating younger women. Before we start, we want to thank you for being here. Your support means a lot to us. If you like what you see, we invite you to subscribe to the channel and give us a thumbs up. We'd also love to hear about your experiences in the comments. Your participation helps us grow and reach more people. Thank you for being part of our project. Let's get started.
RC here with another quick update. I'm in Austin, Texas, actually, for the weekend. Here for work, but might also be here looking for some boys. That was a tall glass of milk. You know what I'd like? A tall man to lie me across a nice white tablecloth and just smother me in a smoky, but also sweet sauce, and just lick it off my head to toe. What if I find my soulmate and we get matching short rib tattoos? Wouldn't that be cute? The only guys that even glance in my direction so far have had several face tattoos and one of those real big beer guts. Looks like there's a tiny little boy living inside there. Hell, there might be, I don't know. If you got any tips or tricks for out here in Austin, let me know. I'm roaming the streets, making eyes at men, making sounds. Caw-caw! Gotta make sure they hear me coming.
Now I understand, brothers, why in prayers we always say, "Deliver us from evil, amen." You know, any man from Texas, she's out there hunting. Honestly, some women go to such lengths. These are the ones who should pay a man just to be with one. It's really something when a woman is more proactive than a man. Can you imagine walking down the street and seeing that woman giving you flirty eyes? That's when I say, Lord, I'm your enemy, because what on earth am I paying for? The Wall doesn't forgive. When they're over 40, desperation kicks in because it sounds nice on paper to be strong and independent. But in reality, these women feel more alone than the sun at noon on a cloudless day.
I just want to come on here and be real with y'all for a second. That, I know we joke around and kiki on here, but, there is a part of the single life where, it's not all glitz and glam and whatever. At times, sometimes, not all the time, this shit is very frustrating. It gets annoying, especially if you think you found someone and it's not your person, and then you have to put yourself back out there, be vulnerable again. It is annoying. It is frustrating. Sometimes you want to break your damn phone. You want to delete the apps. You want to block the numbers. You just don't want to do it, because especially if you've been single for a long time, I'm motherfucking tired. I'm tired. So yes, it comes with the freedoms, but sometimes this shit is cut to.
It's not that it's shrinking. It's that your window of options is getting smaller. Why do you think they say you think you found someone who isn't your person? It's simply because they've made an emotional investment. But when a man has options, a 40-year-old woman is the first one to be discarded. Modern women, despite wanting to sell the narrative that single women are the happiest, in reality, I only see tired and love-deprived women. They want a man in their life, but the man just uses them. The worst part is that they rejected the good ones, thinking the grass would always be greener. But the reality is that as the years go by, the worse the quality of men they can aspire to. And here comes the question, what were you doing in your youth? What were your aspirations? What men did you let go? Because believe me, there had to be a good man, but he was surely rejected or replaced by the Chad, a man who brings nothing to the table but seats. After they hit their 30s or 40s single, now they deserve a good man. Now they see the reality of who they were discarding. Now it's us who discard them. We let them hit the wall, because the wall doesn't forgive.
If you're a woman over 40 and you're just getting back into the dating scene, this is the #1 secret to finding the perfect partner for you. When you're single and ready for a new relationship, it's only natural to daydream about what your perfect mate might be like. You might imagine what they look like, what they sound like, what their hobbies are, what it might be like to travel together. This natural instinct to daydream about a future love can easily be transformed into one of the most powerful techniques for attracting your perfect mate. This technique is called envisioning, and it's really just daydreaming while holding a specific intention in mind. The intention usually takes form as a question. Instead of letting your mind wander, you focus on the question. You allow your mind to mull over the question without being attached to the answers that surface. But here's the trick to making this a truly powerful attraction technique. Don't ask the question about your future mate. Ask the question about your future self. We rarely envision ourselves in our future relationships. We assume that we'll be the same as we are now. It's actually really dangerous to envision yourself as static. If you look back at yourself a year ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, are you the same? The truth is you're changing all the time, and if you're envisioning a long-term relationship with someone, you should expect to change over the course of the relationship. Your ideal partner shouldn't just be somebody who can love you today. They should also be somebody who wants you to evolve the way you want to evolve. In other words, they should encourage you to be the person that you want to become. Here's a quick exercise for this. Close your eyes and envision yourself 5 years from now. Don't think about where you're living or what you're doing for work or what your family looks like. Just focus on your core qualities. How are they different from today? What does it feel like to be you 5 years from now? More laid back, more balanced, more adventurous? What do you want more of in the future? It might be more courage, more freedom, or more self-control. The answers that surface will give you a sense of the direction you want to move in. Once you've plotted this internal roadmap of yourself, when you're meeting new people, you can ask yourself, does this person bring out the qualities in me that I want more of? Will this person support and encourage me to be who I want to be? Or does it feel like they would do the opposite? Choose a partner who will love you now and will also love the person you're constantly becoming. If you're getting back in the dating game and looking for your ideal partner, DM me Perfect Match and I will send you my free guide to finding love over 40.
Oh, interesting. Let's see how it works. You close your eyes, you're a 40-year-old woman, and today you've hit the wall. Imagine 5 years in the future, you realize it's coming back. You hit the wall again because you can imagine however many years you want. The wall doesn't forgive. These are the silly things that make a woman end up single because it's just a discourse where she chooses what she wants without giving anything in return or changing anything about herself. If that were the case, we would all ask for supermodels. Why not think? What internal work can I do to be a better wife? What should I work on in myself so that a man considers me the woman of his life? What attitude should I bring to the table to form a relationship with a man? Things like performing acts of service, speaking affectionately, being connected to your feminine energy, treating the man with respect, giving him love rather than burdening him with problems. Not living by complaining and being discontented with everything he does. For women, these things are complicated because almost all men, I dare say 90%, ask for these things. But they prefer to imagine nonsense and create a perfect man in their heads when, first, beauty doesn't give them that, and second, they are average women at best. That's why they hit the wall, and the wall doesn't forgive.
So a little while back, I was dating this guy who was like in his mid 40s, and like a month in, he was like, I realized I can't do this. I have to work on myself. I have a lot of work I need to do on myself. And I was like, what do you mean you have to do work on yourself? You're in your mid 40s, baby girl. Your work is done. Like, you are a fully cooked person. The only thing you need to work on now is who you're going to put in your will or what retirement home your family's going to have to check you into, because you're done. You're fully done. Like, TikTok, your time is ticking, you old bitch. Sorry.
You know what's one of the big differences between men and women? That men discard in silence or make excuses to do it more empathetically, but women do it in the cruelest way when they want to end things with you. That's why a man invents excuses like, I want to work on myself. I'm not in a good place. It's because we want to dump you subtly because you don't qualify. Every man can confirm this in the comments. But would a woman do the same? Of course not. She'd ghost you, and when you finally hear from her, she'd send a cruel and hurtful message, or worse, she'd be with someone else. When you confront her, she'll tell you it's over, and the worst of all, we can still be friends. This man may also not want a woman who is 40. When he has the chance, he'll look for a woman up to 10 years younger, Or he might just feel comfortable working on himself because a man's best investment is always in himself. This yields more results than investing in a woman. Working on your body, improving social skills, knowing how to sell, enhancing your finances, trust me, it will give you a better option than a woman in her 40s who has hit the wall.
I wanted to respond to this because I thought it would be a really cool moment to point out how much the intersection of ageism and misogyny plays a role in our dating rituals in ways that we don't even notice. And the reason that I say that is because it's hard for me to tell by the tone of this comment. It seems totally fine and just, a comment not meant to be hurtful. And so please don't take this as a public attack again. And please, if you are watching this and it triggers you, please do not comment on this person's comment. Let's please just everybody be nice. The reason that I want to say this is because it seems so entrenched in our cultural norms that a man in his 30s could not possibly date a woman in his 40s. I'm thrilled that this person says, yeah, I would, but not yet. That's great to, be willing to date within your age range when the time comes, instead of dating a lot younger. But why is it so hard in our culture for us to allow for men to date older women? Why not? Like, devil's advocate, maybe there's a 45-year-old woman out there who's the perfect match for a 36-year-old man. Maybe. But we don't think about that because we're so boxed into these tiny little containers that say a man in his 40s or 50s could date a woman in her 30s, but a man in his 30s could not date a woman in her 40s or 50s. Why not? This is where unconscious bias comes in. It's so indoctrinated into us that we just don't even think about it. It's not meant maliciously. It's not purposeful or intentional. It's just part of the water that we swim in, as they say. So I really want to encourage men out there, bust out of the box. I'm telling you, dating women over 40, it will blow your mind. It will blow your mind. I'm not saying like you have to go specifically look, but just let yourself out of the box. Who knows? You might meet someone who is in her 40s when you're in your 30s and have a grand time. Trust me, you probably would.
Hell to the no, no. Hell no.
For every taste, there are colors, but the exception doesn't make the rule. The modern woman keeps saying that a man is lonely, that he's getting old, but what she doesn't understand is the value of the sexual market between women and men. A woman has more demand the more beautiful and young she is, but a man has more value for what he can provide or, better yet, what he brings to the table. I'll explain it to you with an example. You're a 20-year-old guy who falls in love with a girl. She's just studying, has no social or economic value. This woman switches you for a 35-year-old guy who can travel and has a yacht. But now, you're the guy who can travel, who has a yacht, in good physical condition. Would you go for the woman who rejected you at 20 and is now 35 like you? Or for the 23-year-old super beautiful girl who is fertile, can have your children, and whose beauty is at its peak? I'll read in the comments what you chose. For my part, I'll go with the 23-year-old. It's just that a man always seeks younger, while a woman goes for older. When you see a woman wanting to date younger men, we can say the same phrases they use with men. She just doesn't have what it takes to date people her age. Brothers, remember, a man's highest social value starts from 27 to 45 years old. What you have to do is do things right. The results will come. I always tell you. The best investment for a man is in himself. We've reached the end of the video, but before we go, the questions are for you. Why do you think it's frowned upon to date younger women? What advice would you give to these 40-year-old women? If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Your support means the world to us and motivates us to create more content. Stay tuned for the next exciting video from The Wall.